is it worth it? You know,
I think that's the perfect transition into pay. You talk about burnout. You say you guys are working way above the clock. Let's talk about how editors are paid and finances in the industry.
I mean, we're all paid really badly.
Talk about it. Give us the details.
I mean, so you start off first. It's a very slow way to promotion. When you start from the lower levels, I can only speak to editorial. It's the only department I've ever worked in. When you start in editorial, I started working in publishing full time in 2015, and I got like a full time job at a big house in 2016. 2016, the entry level salary for an editorial assistant was $33,500.
Wow.
That is basically poverty in New York City.
Might as well work at McDonald's.
Exactly. I got a 4-year degree to make minimal money. Yeah. It was like $16 and change.
Not saying that working at McDonald's is bad.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. But like after you've invested in college to not get any return on that is crazy. You know, when they expect that of you. It's not like they're saying you can do this job without a degree. You very much can't. And anybody who says that they're not is lying. That's again another issue. I have a lot of issues with this industry. So yeah, it's very hard to survive on this industry in this industry on that pay, and the pay doesn't get better for a long time because there aren't clear rules about how to get promoted, you know, for many years. You have to do, you know, long hours that are after hours, and you don't always get overtime for that. And it makes it hard for Black and brown people to want to stay in this industry when it's not financially viable. I mean, I don't come from money. My mom was a single mom, and she made a regular salary and still doesn't make 6 figures. But that means that I was always without something. And so I don't have a plan to fall back on. There's no childhood home. There's no cash I'm going to inherit. I'll probably inherit her debt, if anything, you know? And so being able to pursue this industry means that there's an assumed base level of privilege that the people who are operating in this industry are, you know, living in, because they're the ones who can afford to do this job without waiting years and years and years to make more. Yeah. So that's a huge issue in this industry. And I think a lot of great blogs like XOXO Publishing or Publishers Brunch, which exist on, you know, social media, they've been doing a lot of great work in trying to get people to unionize, to think about ways we can all band together and expect more from traditional publishing.
I find that to be very, very interesting, actually, because in a way it's like it's that industry, but I would say it's also affected along across a lot of different industries, right? Let's say it's scientists, right? Education, teachers are always out there on strikes. It's just, I always feel like it's about when someone is just, it's always involved with education in a way, right? When I was trying to become a maritime archaeologist, one of the big things that really took me away from that was pay, right? I'm doing all this, I'm doing all that, you know, I'm diving underwater looking for slave ships, doing something amazing that you have to have a degree to, but why am I going to be getting paid something so little, you know? So then I come back and I think, like, I have 5 brothers and 1 sister, I'm the oldest. Exactly. If anything happens to my parents, how would I be able to provide? You know, it's always that thing. But like, it's just a problem with society itself. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a problem with, you know, a lot of Black and brown people. I'm not saying this doesn't happen for other white people either, but it's more substantially happening to Black and brown people who have to maybe care for their families or send money back or worry about how the future of their siblings is going to work. Like, there's always that financial burden of not only yourself, but who can I lift up? Who can't I leave behind, you know?
Yeah. Let's say Black, brown people, and even immigrants. Because, you
and
know,
immigrants,
when people come over here, that's the first thing, you know? Exactly. To become a doctor, become a lawyer. You can't chase your dreams because, unfortunately, you chasing your dreams is not going to provide you, you know, enough money to give for the family.
You're making me depressed.
Yeah, I mean.
Nah, because,
tell me about it.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, there's always this idea of you have to chase your dreams. Like, your dreams matter. You have to do what you love. But how the fuck can I do what I love when I have all these stresses and these things I have to think about? And I battle this every day. It's like, do I spend more time with my kids or do I go out and chase it so that they can do what they love? And my Black daughter told me, I want to be an editor, but Dad, they're going to give me $35,000 a year. I would love to say, don't worry about that. You see this house? Daddy owns this. Stay in that room. You don't have to go nowhere until you can climb that ladder or whatever it takes, because I want you to be happy. And then we talk about mental health, the things I see on a daily basis as I'm working in medicine. We look at like all of these constructs of life and what we have to deal with, and that we're constantly faced with following our passions or survival. And then there's this whole bullshit American idea of pulling yourself out of bootstraps, where there's a cheat code for people who don't look like us.
Exactly.
Man, stop it, man. Y'all go.